Welcome everyone to Here for the Horses. Glad you're here for the horses. I have a couple things set up for today. We will also have a little time to, I'm gonna ask for your guys' feedback today, so that'll be good. And then we will also have a little bit of time for questions and answers. But I got a fun video for us to watch and we're gonna discuss that. Um, Let's see. I'm going to be re-offering. Oh, Nancy's here. I'm going to wait for her actually, because this is about Healing Hearts. So we all know that Nancy was the leader of Healing Hearts here. So here she is. Hi, Nancy. We were just talking about Healing Hearts.
Very good.
I'm just re-announcing that I'm going to try to package that nicer in. I'm not sure how to do it yet, but I want to re-offer that out to people who might need it. In case anyone here doesn't know what Healing Hearts is, it's a collaboration that Nancy and I did for people who have lost pets. It was pretty profound. We really enjoyed it. There was a lot of amazing stuff, and I thought of it actually, Nancy, because I was recently talking to an associate, a friend of mine, and she had just lost her horse, and it was very, very difficult for her. So I sent her the videos, boom, 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 right away. And the next day, she worked at a store in town, and I actually came in the next day to buy something. And she goes, I already watched session 1 and it's already helped me. And I already had, she named off some of the things like grief bursts. I already had grief bursts this morning, but because of that video, I know it's okay. And I was like, absolutely, everything's okay. It's just a process. So that was fun. So I am going to be reintroducing that to anyone who needs it. I'm going to figure out how to package it the best so everyone can access it easily and not have to kind of go through. I'm going to do it outside of my platform so that people don't have to sign up, because that makes people feel weird sometimes when they have to sign up. So be looking for that, and also think about your friends when they lose an animal, that's something that you can offer them that is really helpful and and help them in that process, because as we discussed, people don't know what to do. They don't know how to help, and this is a great way to do that.
This is
Okay?
a good this is a good time of year to revisit that because Christmas and New Year's brings up a lot of grief sometimes, missing people and pets.
That's a great point.
So thank you for doing that, Erin.
Yeah, very true.
When I turned
Okay.
on my YouTube video, whatever feed yesterday, those videos popped up. And I was like, whoa, that's cool. I didn't realize you put them on YouTube.
Yeah, they're there for everyone. So I'm going to
Yeah.
try to get it so that I have them, where they come up in order, because,
Yeah.
YouTube does whatever it wants. So I don't want the final
Yeah.
session going out. I want it kind of come up in order, but
Yeah.
it'll be a work in progress, but people can access them if they need them. And they could do them out of order. I mean, it wouldn't make that big of a deal. We recap every time, so.
Mm.
One thing I wanted to go over today is I want to talk about water and the weather. And most of you guys know that I sent out an email talking about I noticed that a lot of, like, because I'm kind of in the horse community, right? I float around a lot, so I hear a lot of stuff. I hear from vets, and this horse has this and this horse has that. So I notice patterns a lot. And I noticed a pattern about 2 or 3 years ago, probably 3 years ago now, of increased colic during winter months. Okay, so just going into winter, or when it gets really cold, I would notice there's a lot more colic. And so I started thinking about it, and I personally don't like to be cold. So I thought, well, horses, colic is so difficult because nobody really knows why it happens. Nobody can like peg it down. It's the biggest killer of horses around. It's the #1 reason for death. And so it's a huge problem, but we can't really peg it. There's like 15 different types of colic, stuff like that. So I was thinking, why is there an increase in winter? And because I don't like to be cold, I thought, well, I don't drink cold water, and my water consumption goes down in the winter. I don't like to drink water in the winter. If I'm not hot, I don't want water. I certainly don't want water with ice. I'll tell you that. Okay. So I was talking to a vet and I said, hey, have you noticed an increase in colic in the winter months? And he said, yeah, every year. And I was like, oh my gosh. I go, is that probably because of water consumption? And he kind of was like, it could be for sure. And so I sent out an email that talked a little bit about that. And based off that email, it was really cool. What Melinda said, a friend's just colicked at my old barn, had to transport to Oklahoma. They used buckets there. Whoops, I missed they use buckets there. New barn is auto waters and it's never felt super cold. Yeah. Um, go ahead if you can talk, Melinda, we can't hear you.
Last year when I had steward at the old barn, I had to bring warm water in every day and we drink a full bucket.
The new system has warm water.
Now, the new barn that I'm at JR, they have automatic water, but they're down at like knee height for the horse. And you feel in them, it's like cool, but it's not, I've never felt it cold. And it's never frozen. We've had some cold weather.
Okay, cool. So yeah, that barn got a new system, and it never felt cold, super
The old
cold.
barn, Blue Diamond still has buckets, and the buckets freeze, even though he didn't.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. But what was really cool based off that email that I sent out was that a client of mine sent me a study, and I connected that study in the email that I sent out after that, but I wanted to share it with you guys and take a look at it real quick because first of all, um, I don't talk super highly of my degree in psychology. But one thing that it did do is that I did take a statistics course, 3 of them actually, and I had to analyze and come up with my own studies and hypotheses and do a study and have all the factors and all that. And so in those classes, we actually learned 1, how to read scientific studies, 2, how to dismantle them based off errors that we find, if they're not using a good sample subject, stuff like that. And then 3, also how you can manipulate them. So I have a hard time trusting a lot of science stuff nowadays because I know how much science is manipulated based off what you want to prove. But I really enjoyed this very good article, and I enjoyed seeing the samples that they used, and then how they tested it, and then also that this was a kind of an unbiased study. So I love that. And I'll actually, let me put a copy of that for you in the chat if you would like to read it. Paste. Yeah, exactly, Nancy. Okay, but this is the study. It's really cool. I'm not going to go over everything, but I love how they did it. They did a great job. And it goes through the trials. So, and then it goes through the samples, who they used, the materials and methods. So the animals they used a nice range, the water they used, the design. Okay, so that was kind of cool. It's always fun to watch how people do trials and studies. They did multiple trials, so they did 2. And then they talked about the results here. So I'm just going to read the discussion, which is kind of the wrap up here. It says, under cold weather conditions, on average, ponies drank approximately 40% more warm water than ambient or near freezing water, regardless of whether the water was continually heated or whether buckets were filled with hot tap water twice daily. So that study, that study showed that they drank 40% more water. And I think it was interesting that they did two types of warm water. They did warm water that was constantly warm, like with a trough warmer or a bucket warmer. And then they also did warm water where they just filled it up with hot water twice a day. So, you know, that's going to be like, that temperature is going to fluctuate a lot more. But those horses drank 40% more water. So I think that's a huge factor in winter, especially if you're in cold areas. Like I have not had my trough water warmer out yet. And normally if it freezes, I have it in there because they drink a lot more water. So they've been drinking a ton of water lately. And then also another factor I was thinking about is that my horses in the summer, and this is going to be dependent on where you're at. Some of you guys, like I have some clients that they have their feed is down to a science where they get it from the same person. They have it tested. It's the same moisture content. It's all these different things. The horse, it gets weighed. I mean, the horse is on like a serious, you know, controlled feeding schedule. My horses in the summer, they're in the pasture and they normally get fat. So I don't feed during the summer, generally hay at all. And then they just get their supplements if I can get them to come in from the pasture. So natural grass is going to have more water, right? So if they're eating off a pasture, it's going to have more water than dried hay, local hay that you get. So in the winter, they are not getting that wet natural grass as much. So they're eating more dry grass. Okay. And then if they're not drinking water, that could definitely increase colic. Okay. Carol says, I check the water troughs every night while picking out shavings. I got shocked. Oh, yeah. Oh, the lead cord had got a short and one of my horses got zapped. I made sure that the pony knew it was okay to drink. Yeah. I've heard of that actually happening. And then I also one time saw a water bucket that was strangely close to Kay got kicked out. Was strangely close to the water. And I didn't like how close that the fence was. So I talked to the owner about that. And one of the horses hadn't been drinking very much water. So it would only drink water when it was desperate. So yeah, smart, Carol, you got to check that stuff, man, because, you know, check your equipment because it can definitely get old, you know, and it, you know, mice can get at it too. I don't know why they like to eat that stuff. But that was an interesting study. I enjoyed it. So water is very important. Tell your friends. Okay. Let's see. I want to show you a video. This is from a recent client that I just did. I can't remember his name right now. I think it's like Finley. I think that's his name, but he's an older gentleman. He does some dressage. I think he is a warm blood of some sort. So I was going to share with you that video. Is it this one?
Oh.
And hold on, is this it? Nope. Wrong one. Okay. It's this one. And I want to just watch it. Nope. All right, let me go to, we'll do it this way. I want to just watch it, and I'm going to try to mute myself so that I do not. Okay. So that I don't, I'm not gonna say anything, and I want you to just watch. I'm also doing some things that I don't teach. Some of you know them if you've been with me for a while. But I don't teach some of these, and I'll tell you why afterward. It's a safety issue. But I want you, when you're watching this, I want you to think, you're gonna recognize one of them. It's just plain lateral flexion. But we're going to go back over this and talk about what we see afterward, and we'll kind of break it down. So just kind of watch, take notes if you want. You know, if you have questions, make a time note of the time at the bottom here. And then we will talk about it afterward, okay? Let me mute this though. Can I do that? Oh, right here. Oh no, I'm going to mute myself. Never mind. It starts when we start the lateral flexion, which is in right here. Oh, yeah, I know. This is the backup. There you go. Good job. Oh, good job. Wow, that's way better. Nice. Oh, nice. I like your goatee, dude. That's good. That's a sick goatee. Sick. Yeah, that's a good man goatee. We're gonna do it again. Yeah. Ready? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Good. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Good job. Yeah, buddy. Wait, no, you're cheating. Wait. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, bye-bye. Yeah. That's a big improvement. So important for them when they get older to do that. Okay, this side. All right. Good. Good. Nope, stay with it. Don't give up. Yes. Stay right there. Yeah, Baba. Good job. Let's put on some muscle. I wonder if that was from the teeth. Yeah, it's real common. Yeah. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, sure. Think you're quick, huh? There you go. That's better. Yeah. No. 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 Yes. Good. Yeah, Bubba. Yeah, Bubba. Relax. No, 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 no. That is, Come on. That a boy. There you go. There you go. That was better. Jeez. Hey, this side. See what happens. Ready? Hold play. Play. I know. Good job. You're getting it. Good job. You're getting it. I know. There you go. There you go. I know, Bubba. My goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, yeah, Bubba. That's tough. It's tough. Breathe. Glitch up there in the probably the Atlas axis. Uh-huh. Who knows? Like, interesting stance, buddy. It's like, I want to fall over. Oh, okay. We're gonna do this other side again. See what it's. Yeah. There you go. No, 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 no. Atta boy. Yep. That was good. Yep. Come on. Good. Stay there. Yes. Come on. Yes, Bubba. I know, you get a little worried about that, I know. Yeah, that might cause him a little discomfort, so he protects it, that movement. So
Okay,
there might be something.
so I have a couple questions for y'all. And you can either type your answer in the chat or you can raise your hand, which is under the react, like this. You can react. That's that little heart at the bottom. You can raise your hand or you can unmute, whatever works best for you. But some of the questions I want to ask you, and we're going to watch it again and we'll kind of break it down. What were some of his go-to moves in order to kind of avoid the work? What were some of he had two main ones. What were his go-to moves?
Backing up and the head and neck going up.
Yeah. Yep. Good job, guys. Backing up was his big one. Backing up was his big one. Yep, and raising, excellent job, guys. Fantastic. So I call him the king of backup because that's his main move. You'll find horses do this also under saddle. They love to back up. That's how they get out of stuff, because backing up is pretty scary for a rider also. Especially they like to do it on the side of mountains. If you have mountains around you, that's when they like to do that move. But he likes to back up. So that's his main thing, is just going back, kind of walking out of it, and then raising his head. Okay. He's a big boy. He's tall. His owner's not as tall as me. Most people aren't. So he knows exactly how to get away from whatever you're kind of asking him to do. Okay, excellent job. There's one more that's kind of attached to that backing or raising his head. Did anyone pick up on that? It has to do with his head.
Thought it was interesting. He always turned into you.
Oh,
Did you notice
that's
that?
cool.
Either
I didn't
side
notice
you
that.
were on, yeah, he would turn into you, and I'm sure that's a blocking
Oh,
behavior.
cool. I didn't notice that. Right on. So he yanks his head away. Okay, so that's another move. They just yank their head away. Okay. So based off of, obviously super nice horse, really well mannered, good boy. But what did you kind of gather about his personality based off, what he was doing? What do you think about his personality?
An introvert, I think.
One more
I would
time,
say-
Marge.
I would say he is an introvert. He's
Yeah.
not, yeah, I mean, he's not an extrovert.
No, introvert, yeah. Yes, he's definitely an introvert.
He goes inside of himself. When you apply the pressure, you can see his eyes just have that faraway look,
Yep.
and he lets you do whatever it is you're going to do. Then he's really slow to express
Yep.
at the end of it.
Excellent. Yeah, so he is very quiet. He's very well-mannered and he's introverted, except when he doesn't think he can do something, he gets a little worried. Okay? So you're going to find that with certain horses. Some horses right off the bat are like, no, I can't do it. I can't do it. But he goes, I can probably do it. I'll just fake her out. I'll do the best I can. I won't react so that she moves on. I just want her to move on. Okay. And then when he gets to a point where he's like, oh crap, I can't do it. He yanks his head away or he backs up. Okay. So he's one of them types that'll fake you out. Okay. Michelle says, I was struck by the way his eyes changed throughout. Really cool to see them go from worried to scared to soft. Yeah, we're going to talk about that in a second, Michelle. Absolutely. Okay. So yeah, there are some horses that you can almost tell because you can tell they're not relaxed, but they'll go like, I'm just going to be really quiet. And I'm pretty sure they'll move on if I don't show them that this worries me. Okay. So that was him. That was him. And you have to push those horses a little bit harder to find out what's going on. Okay, so you have to really press into, does this feel relaxed to me? And the answer is generally no. Okay, if it doesn't feel relaxed, it's not relaxed. Okay. Excellent. So what did I do? You guys know that I talk a lot, but what was I doing when he was worried?
You gave him time
Yep,
and you moved out of his immediate body space.
yep, waited, yeah. Yep. So I'm going to push him as much as I can, but then I'm going to give him a break and give him some time. And I'm going to try to take him to the edge. You guys hear that I say that. You got to take him to the edge, but try not to go over. Okay. I got some cool videos I'm going to share with you guys. I had to, you know, I had to follow a horse down a hallway that just wasn't having it. And Sue, she's not here tonight, but I'm gonna go work on Boone because he does not do the jaw release, I guess. And I saw it with our one-on-one session I just had with her. He freaks out. So I said, how you deworming that horse? She's like, it's a rodeo. I go, okay, we need to fix that. So I'm gonna do a special video with Boone that I think is gonna get pretty hairy, and I'll share that with you guys. Okay. Another thing is I've found that helps these kind of stoic horses, it definitely helps Georgia, is words of affirmation. Okay. You got to tell them they're good. You got to tell them when they do something good. You got to tell them, oh, good boy. And listen, as I'm watching that, I was not getting a ton of good stuff. I was getting a little bit, but I'm going to tell him he's so good when I get that little bit. Okay. Okay, yeah, Carol, same situation. So telling him he's a good boy, at least it puts him, he goes, okay, I'm kind of going through something here, but she's telling me I'm doing good. Okay, so it gives him a little bit more confidence. Where if I was being quiet when he was struggling, some of them want you to be quiet, to be honest with you, but I could tell with him, he was like, okay, this is right. This feels horrible. I don't like any of this, but she's telling me I'm a good boy and this is awful. But I can get more out of him when I build him up and give him that confidence. George is the same way. I can especially tell when I'm under saddle and I'm asking her to do something that she's not super good at. And when I tell her good boy, I can feel her body go, oh, okay. And she kind of gets like a little energy, like, okay, I'm doing it right. So you do have to, for certain personality types, build them up. And it's normally the stoic ones. It's normally the ones that are tough. You got to tell them, oh, no, you're doing great. This is awesome. Good job. And a lot of that's just in your tone. Doesn't matter what your voice is. Doesn't matter what your words are. Okay. So I was building him up a lot because he was insecure about some of the stuff I was doing. Okay. And last question, Michelle already touched on this, but when can you tell when he relaxed? Because he was not relaxed most of the time. Closed eyes. Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Also, his ears changed when he was more
Yeah.
relaxed. Yeah.
Yeah, they went,
Mhm.
that was cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, his eyes would soften. His eyes softened a fair amount. Mm-hmm.
He finally had kind of a floppy lower lip. when you were
Yes.
putting him on your shoulder. And it
Yeah.
just seemed like a lot of that tension came out of his face right then.
Yeah, that shoulder stuff was really hard for him. So that is a great example on why I don't teach that, because he could have hurt someone else. Okay. Because when they don't want to do that, I don't know if you saw when he like yanked his, we're going to go back over it again. I'm going to break stuff away, but when they yank their head like that, it's really hard on your body if you're not expecting it. And a lot of times they'll yank it out and then bring it back on top of your head, or they'll try to. And that hurts. I've only had it happen once. But that does not feel good because they got those two bones right there that are sharp. They do not feel good. Okay. So let's go over that again, and we will just, we'll watch it, and I'll mute what I'm doing on the screen. Let's see, it has to go back to 6:55, 6:45. So I was working his neck. He did have his neck worked before I did the lateral flexion, just for your information. There we go. Okay. Can everyone see that? I'll mute this. So I just kind of ran into the shoulder there, but I had done all of that neck work on the neck prior to this. Okay. So that's a big improvement. I guess I had done this before earlier, but see, he's not flexing properly at all those vertebrae, just so you guys know. So this is not ideal. This is not how this is not a finished product. She had homework to do the lateral flexion, because I got out what I could. And like I said, he's an older gentleman. So, and this isn't relaxation there. He just hit a little bit there. Now it's relaxed. You guys see the change? Okay. So he was this, and then he goes into relaxation. That's why that time matters, to wait so they can, there, now he's relaxed. There's his ears. Okay. There, see the difference? And he does have a little glitch. So you guys can tell that the spot that he's stuck is like right here, right? Right there. Because he's still not flexing there properly. But this is, now look at it flexed. You guys saw it just flexed, okay? Because I went past it. I allowed him to go past it. Sometimes that helps. You just can't do that all the time. I made a comment that he had put some weight on. He had bad teeth. So he had a couple teeth pulled, and then he put some weight on. So that was one really common. I have quite a few clients when they get older, they need some teeth removed, and that helped. So you can see he's bracing here, right? Bracing, bracing. I'm going past, like he's not flexing, and you guys can see how tight this is right here, right? From here to here is not moving, this section. So I'm kind of going past it to see what is moving. I just want to see what is moving. I knew this section was not moving. Okay. That's not relaxed. There, he took a big breath. There. He takes he needs little breaks. Okay, so I'm going to on the shoulder. He had a couple glitches. He had one going up, you can see it right there. And then he has one going to the side. You can see he took a step to make it less. So that move right there where they yank their head away can be pretty hard on you. He's avoiding here.
his backup move. So he's worried, like he did. So, and then another thing they'll do is they'll press into you, and that sucks too. That doesn't feel good either. There, now he's relaxing into it a little bit. So I'm not going to go any further. I'm just going to allow him to relax into that. But the more he relaxes into it, the more he catches more tension. Okay, so as he relaxes, there's more tension there. There. See how he straightened out more there? But this is good. He's doing well. But as he relaxes into it, he hits more pieces of tension there. And that was nice. That was nice. There's relaxation. So I'm not done on that other side, but I'm switching sides just to give him kind of a break. I want to see what this side's like. You see how straight his neck is? Okay, that's not what I want. Okay, so I'm going to pause this and I'm going to ask you guys, what is this doing right now? Okay, what is this influencing and affecting? And you can put it in the chat or unmute. What do you think this move does? Because you see chiropractors do this, don't you? Whoops. Whoa. I'm not doing chiropractic here, right? I'm not a chiropractor.
It kind of reminded me of, I had frozen shoulder once. And I feel like this physical therapist kind of did something like that to me I don't know if it's, like you're unlocking that muscle, like trying to get it unstuck, right?
Yep. So where would the tension be in this particular, there's a couple places, but what would be unlocking with this particular move?
So not his neck, are you saying it's something other than, the shoulder.
Well, it
Interesting.
is
Okay.
part of it's his neck, for sure. For sure. Loosen up the neck. Yep. Throat latch. Yep. Throat and pull. It can influence the right shoulder, definitely. Because it's going to be stretching the scapula here, right? You know, that would stretch that scapula. Okay. So it's going to influence the shoulder. It's going to influence this side of the neck. Okay. Muscular wise. So for the muscles, for the joints, it's going to probably influence this side, the inside of the neck. Okay. Throat latch, you can even see it's tight here. It's strained, right? If he puts the weight of his head on, he might release. Yeah. So and that's my goal is I want him, and he's obviously not doing it here. Look at the eye, right? I want him to relax this whole area down. So I want people say that this is a pull release. That's what your chiropractor will say. Okay. Or other massage therapists will say this is a pull release. Now, is it a pull release? Maybe. And the reason I say it can be is because what are you doing to the muscles that are on the pull? So the muscles on the pull are up here. If you get this head to flatten out, it takes it from being tight to loose. If it's loose,
You know, when muscles are loose, you can get in there deeper, right? We talk a lot about that on the glutes. Okay, so it could be a pull release by if you lengthen this up here and let it relax, you can actually rub the muscles that might have tension in them up here, and that's going to release the pull. So if the pull is pulled tight in a muscular way, you can get them to relax. You want to relax their pull first. You don't want to be rubbing muscles that are tight, you know, pulled tight. You want to relax them first, and then you can rub those and get those to loosen up. So that would relax that pull. It's also going to stretch this side of the neck more. Why? Because I have him pulled to the side. So if I had him straight, it would be equal. Okay, it would focus more on the pull. This, when his head is over to the side, it's focusing more on this side. So it's going to influence this side of the pull and this neck here. And then when he straightens out like this, it's going to stretch this area. And that's what I really like. That's why I really do this move, is to loosen this throat latch up. Okay, I want to loosen that throat latch up. Now, I'm not loving this lateral flexion here. This is straight. I want this round like a banana. Okay? I want that round like a banana. Now, if I really wanted to focus on the right shoulder, I could bring the head down and hold it, and then put my fist here and bring the head around more. So I'd almost like push them like that, right? That would really focus on that shoulder. It's also probably stretching that or releasing, relaxing the brachiocephalicus right there, right here, where that gets tight. Okay. So let's keep watching here. See how he's not relaxed. I'm just waiting them out. They won't dare. Watch. Yeah. Watch. See how that's relaxing? There. He's got a funny little glitch in his neck where he can't quite just do it smoothly. He has to go side. There it is. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. He's working that glitch out. There. Everybody see that? Okay. Went internal again there. So he's got some funny little glitches in his neck when he goes to do extension. Now he's feeling it. Then he does a funny little stance thing here where he almost like falls over. And he's like, oh boy, that was crazy. So with this particular horse, he faked me out pretty good on one of these sides. I think it was actually the side that I'm on right now. But I kept working on it. Look at that. That's a lot better. I kept working on it, and then it came all to a head. So I'm incorporating a jiggle here, as I'm sure you all noticed, because what I felt was that it extended and relaxed, and then it just locked up. Okay. So it locked up real stiff. And I was like, okay, I had to incorporate a jiggle to get him out of that. And then he did his move on me there, and I was like, "Ooh, you got me." I always give them a little credit when they get me. So pretty stiff there. Oh, there's a spot.
Whoops, sorry. There, he's getting it. But see all this that he has to go through? See all that he had to go through to get that? Let's watch that again. So he's using his move. Okay, here we go. Jiggle, jiggle. Hit a spot. Got worried, backed up. Released. Hit a spot. Backed up, released. There. That felt good. You guys could probably see it got loose there. Look how his head placement is now. And then I gave it to him. Okay. Look at his ears. Okay. So, that was one of them. Hold on. And then I have the follow-up also. I'm going to show you. It's the shorter one here, this one. So I think I did this later in the massage because I gave him a break. Can you guys see this? Yeah, okay. I gave him a break and then I think I came back later and I finished him off here. So look at the improvement.
Right. Like that muscle right there where it plugs in, that's tight. So just kind of loosen those up for him.
Oh yeah, I was telling her what to
And
do.
then keep doing the lateral flexors. That's gonna keep that nice.
This is his homework.
Can you fighting it now?
Look at that. That's better. Look at the banana. Did you guys see it? That's so much better. It's actually flexing right there. When you guys saw that whole section here did not move, this whole section. And there's a nice release.
No, there's still tension there. So I would just like really focus. Don't let him go past it. So I kind of lock this arm and then so he's better on this side. See how I don't let him push through it? And then I don't want more than this. This is it. Okay. So that's good. And same thing on this side again. And just get there. So there's the improvement. That's what I want. So now he's trying to push through it, so I don't buy any of that. There. And then I can feel him relax into it in my hand. And then he's trying to avoid. There. Now he's doing it. Let's give that to him. See, it's easy. It's easy. So get those little bits of tension out, but there's just a little bit. Yeah.
Okay. So, this is an example of how I can tell if people do their homework or not. Cause I'll tell you what, if she does her homework, the next time I come back, that's going to be all free. If she does not do her homework, it's going to be just like it is right now. So the body doesn't lie. He has some muscle patterns that he's set up, that are really ingrained. Okay. And, I was reading in this book again that I'm reading, and there was a really cool saying that I was going to read to you guys. I'm going to do a thing on fascia at some point, but we just kind of looked at it a little bit ago. But it was, oh yeah, this is a fancy way of saying what I just say is negative muscle patterns, but it says when the nervous system adapts to the strain pattern, so the strain pattern is them not being able to move whatever properly, right? So he couldn't move his neck properly. Okay, so that's the strain pattern. When the nervous system adapts to the strain pattern, the movement algorithm regulated by the nervous system is altered to find the path of least resistance to accommodate the strain pattern. Okay. This new aberrant movement pattern can lead to a training problem later in the horse's career that may erroneously be attributed to some more recent issue. Okay, so what's that saying? Well, it's saying, This is another part. The problem comes when the strain reflects a disturbance somewhere far removed from the strain itself. Oh, no, that's not it. So they're just saying that the body adapts is what that says. The body's going to adapt to issues in the horse's body. We all know that. Okay. They're talking about fascia here. They're not talking about muscles, but you can make the same claim. So yeah, it's regulated. Well, it's regulated by the nervous system, but when there is a strain pattern or a negative muscle pattern that's put in place, okay, the rest of the body will adapt in order to still get a movement, and that can lead to other issues, which we all know about, which is true with us also. Okay, so I just thought that was a cool video that, you know, I don't come in and fix every horse. A lot of times I can come in and just bam, 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 bam. But this guy needs his homework done, right? Any questions on that? Any interesting things you thought of? This is also why I really enjoy working on older horses. Okay. They need help. They need massage. Okay. Well, you guys don't get any homework this week because it's Christmas. Okay. And we're gonna open presents and drink hot chocolate and have fun. So no homework, but we will Chex was intense with her neck. Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. Chex is a case, that's for sure. You know what I mean? So no homework, but you guys have a wonderful holiday and I love you guys. You guys are amazing. Have a Merry Christmas and have a wonderful holiday.
Thanks, you too. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Marge. All right, guys. Have a good one. Thanks, Carol. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Marn. Thank you. Happy
Thank
holidays.
you. Happy holidays.
Bye. Bye, Nancy.